And we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the channel. My name is Jay. You can find me on social media at Casino Dealer Jay. My special guest host today is, I'm going to point the right way.
Oh, it's weird, right?
Every time I point, I always point the wrong direction.
Slowly.
So my co-host today is
Mike. Hi, welcome everybody.
Hello, Mike. As usual, we are streaming on 3 different platforms. We are streaming on my Facebook Hello Family, the Casino Industry Canada group, which is 1,500 people, and the Casino Dealer J channel. Hello, subscribers. Thanks for joining us tonight on the 11th of November, which is our Remembrance Day here in Canada. So, alrighty. Mike, I always say Why do I say Mike, for those people that don't know you, could you just give a background about your time in the casino industry and everything that you kind of did in the last 20-some years?
Wow. Well, I guess you know what I started at the Career Gaming Center. We took a course there with you. There was a few other people there, and we were hired at Palace Casino. I started there in '98. I mean, you can back that up. Was it '98 or '99?
It was '98.
'98. That's right. It was a long time ago. My memory's fading. Worked there for quite a few years. Enjoyed the time there. Just a dealer, learning all games. Went to the ships. Spent 3 years working for Royal Caribbean. Came back. Palace Casino. Made my way up to pit boss, pit manager, and games manager. Went over to Argyl. Became a games manager there, and eventually went back to Palace, did a slot host for a bit, and then I left the industry.
And after the industry, where did you end up working?
I'm at the University of Alberta Hospital now. I'm a clinical assistant for ENT, CV, and plastic surgeries.
Oh, pretty important guy there. How do you like your job right now?
It's a good job. You know, it's interesting. You learn stuff every day. It's busy. It's challenging. You know, I really do enjoy it though. You know, you talk to doctors, nurses, specialists every day, and you learn so much. And I think at the end of the casino, my casino career was just there was no. Not saying that you can't learn anything new, but it's just you've been there, done that. So it was time to leave there and start something else.
Right. Was there anything that you could take from your time in the casino that you're doing now with your job in the hospital?
Oh, you know, I think customer service. It's a little different. There's your customers are doctors and nurses and everything, but you have to keep them happy, I guess, for lack of a better word. You do have to keep them happy and keep them make sure they have all the stuff they need for a successful surgery. Also, communication. Communication is a big thing, especially in the hospital. I mean, it was a big thing in the casino, but in the hospital, it's so much more important. It elevates it to 1,000% that.
Yeah. No, I agree. For those of you that don't know, Mike and I actually work together, and at times we're not both at the U of A like full time. Mike is full time, and I work for another group which covers the U of A occasionally. So I get to see Mike, I get to hang out, and we get to catch up whenever I am there at the university. It's pretty cool. I really do enjoy that job. It's great. It's just a good way to see people, and I do miss that hospital for sure. Some really good people work there, so it was a really good team.
There's a lot, yeah.
Yeah. So if you are on the live stream, come say hi. basically it's our roll call. So jump on in the comments, and if you don't really know us, just say hello, say where you're from, and we'll give you a nice shout out. So, all right. So as usual, we will be having our roulette battle at around 9 o'clock. So this was donated by Selena and Mandy. This nice Sport Check gift card. It did get carried over because nobody really gave us an answer. Daryl did give us an answer, but it was like hours after our live stream. So I was going to give it to him. He said just carry it over. So we will carry it over. As well as that, we actually did get a donation from Wyatt. So Wyatt, thank you for the donation. We will be having a Christmas draw. I'm not quite sure. I know we talked about this, Mike, how we're going to do it, but
Yeah.
it's going to be $100. We're going to figure out a nice way of giving it away to somebody. So we'll do that in a few weeks, and we'll make it fun. We'll do something really cool to give that away. But it'll be a nice Christmas add-on for somebody. I know it's a really tough year, so we'll try to get as many gifts and things, giveaways for everyone as possible throughout that time. So
Yeah, thanks, Wyatt, by the way.
Yeah. Hello, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Nice to see you. I will just mention that if you are going to comment and it shows you the StreamYard login, just make sure you accept the term there and then just put in your name so that we can see your names, just like Lisa. So it's good to see you. It's really cool. It's really cool. I just wanted to show this shirt because we never give enough love to Argyl Casino Edmonton. So I really want to talk about a little bit of our time there because we got to work together as managers, and I really thought that it was one of the coolest places to work for sure. I really liked the fact that we were given this opportunity to be creative, and unfortunately we're not there anymore, but still it was probably like some of the best years for me career-wise. I really loved it. So how did you like your time there, Mike?
Oh no, I agree with you, right? It was definitely like starting over, and we had a plan, and I wish we saw it through, but things change and people come, people go, but the crew there was really good. It was more family orientated, right? I really enjoyed it, and I have to go see the renovations. I heard the renovations are amazing. I haven't been there yet, but eventually, maybe before the second lockdown comes, we'll go see it.
Yeah, I actually did get to go. Lindsay and I went for a nice date night there, and I was really jealous. I got to see some people that we worked with before, and got a couple drinks, which was really cool. Lindsay and I didn't really play. We just kind of hung out, walked around. We went for dinner at Japanese Village, and then we ended up just going over there for a couple drinks. And I really liked the fact that it was just like the hospital, like with check-in, they were really, really good with like how people were coming in, and they were managing it fairly well. The what I saw a lot of cleaning, that's for sure. So I could see a lot of the plexi being wiped down and whatnot, and there was a lot of plexi out there. I've never seen so much, but it felt safe. It was good for us. We were able to keep distance from a lot of other patrons. We had our masks on. Everybody had masks on. So, but yeah, no, I was definitely jealous just because of all of the new things that they had, and like our office is gone there, our old office, so it just seemed a lot more open, and it didn't feel like a facelift. It just felt like a new casino, which was really cool.
Oh, wow.
So
well, yeah, I really do want to check it out.
Yeah, for sure, when you have time. It's definitely a really nice, it looked really sharp when I got in there, so kudos to whoever did that. So
thanks, Lisa.
That's really sweet. Thanks. You were awesome too. So
yeah,
So I just wanted to ask you, Mike, what was your best memories of Argyl? So we'll start with the old. So if we're talking old, not just Argyl, but like Yellowhead and maybe downtown, what was one of your best or most favorite memories of your time there? So
So working there,
no, I think working or playing,
in
just
general.
anything with yeah. So mine is like a casino ABS story. So
Oh, right. Well, yeah, mine was Casino ABS, well before Pure, and we used to go there and play late night poker all the time. Um, whether it was Yellowhead or Argyle, I remember we went to Argyle and they had a bad beat. They had a cap bad beat. I think it was. I don't know. You know what? I don't think it was cap, but it was really high, and it was the highest in the city at the time. And we went there, called, put the name on the list, and when we got there, the bad beat went. Right, it went probably about 10 minutes before we showed up. So, well, we're still going to play anyways. Um, about 10 minutes onto my table, I was on the losing half of the second bad beat, and I think I think the total pot was about $80. So that sticks out for me big time.
yeah, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, yeah, the big half. I got $40 or $38 or something for the big half of the bad beat. So
Have you ever gotten like the big piece or any
no,
other shares? No, hey.
no, no, that was it.
Oh wow. Yeah, I had similar story actually at Yellowhead, and it was like on a 3-6 game. It was late night, and this guy he got the bad beat, and I was on the table, and everyone was just going crazy. But then they found out that the bad beat went like 4 hours before that. So I had table share, and this is the only time I was ever part of a bad beat. And I played so much poker, and I had never gotten a
That
bad beat. $26. That was my share. So
was your share.
yeah,
Wow. Yeah, I know. That's I know. I think both of us maybe just had no luck in the bad beat circuit there.
yeah. Oh no, for sure. I think luck wise, no, I've heard of people that we worked with. I've heard of people getting it. I heard of
Yeah,
there was the one. Well, we can't really say names, but there was one guy. He ended up going on the EO, and he ended up winning the bad beat. I remember
yeah.
that.
I
Um,
remember that too. I think he won it twice.
oh yeah, I think he did actually.
Or he
Uh,
won it and then was the winning hand the second. I can't remember, but like really, really close together too.
yeah, that was pretty funny because next day it's like, hey, how are you feeling? You feeling better? It's like, oh yeah, I feel so
Yeah,
much
yeah.
better. This is David. Hi, David. How's it going? One table share here at Baccarat downtown. Yeah, lucky. It was probably 4-8. I'm assuming at the time, probably a 4-8 half game. Really cool. You know what I loved about downtown? It was just the fact that I got to. I actually did go to Grant McEwen for a little while. I was taking microcomputer accounting, so I would just go there after and study, and I would actually play just some limit games while I was there. They did have 3-6 at the time, but that was like way back then, like 2000 something. They had
Oh yeah,
Showhand still. Remember Showhand? What a
yeah.
crazy
I
game.
remember Shohan. Yeah.
Yeah, couldn't afford
Um,
that.
no, not even close.
Yeah. So I think yeah, it was with downtown and everything, I really liked that time when all those casinos were going on, together. I mean, you just go across the street and the old ABS was there. Not 112th,
Yep,
but the other one, the one just off of 97th Street.
yep,
I
yep.
What I do miss about that was the Baccarat. Baccarat was the most. It was crazy the way that they were dealing it there. There was a couple younger dealers, and they were just amazing. And for like
Yeah.
we were really new, and we were just leaving, and we were just starting off our blackjack careers. But I remember just going there and just jumping in. And I think it was just after my birthday, but I just remember watching Baccarat. I didn't understand Baccarat yet, like we didn't learn it, but holy smokes! Like the way that they dealt was so fast, and it was so, it was just like, this is how it should be. And players were, I think players were a lot more, I don't want to say they were smarter back then, but they were a little more responsible. Because when the dealer would just say last bets, they didn't actually just try to say, wait, or anything, right? There's a lot of respect back then. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. And it was different back then. And I know we've talked a lot about how, when we grew up in the Palace Casino, when we went through everything, about how good other dealers were and how we wanted to emulate dealers. But in general, the casino industry at that time, you go all over, there were great dealers all over. I mean, it's just because we're Palace centric, we don't acknowledge the quality of dealing in the other casinos, and they were fantastic as well. And I'm sure they had their family and everything too. And it was I think with the amount of casinos and everything, everybody kind of knew each other, and there'd be club nights or industry nights or golf tournaments or really, really crazy Christmas parties, but everybody kind of got together, and it was more of a casino family. You had your brothers and sisters, you had the Palace brothers, you had the backup, but everybody was under one big umbrella. And I think we've gotten away from that too, for sure.
Yeah, I think so. Just because back then I didn't really see as much movement between casinos. Mm-hmm. You and I, we left a couple times, but we were primarily Palace for the most part, and for years. Right, mm-hmm. We were talking a few years, but I've seen a lot of movement lately, for a lot of different reasons. But back then, maybe it was because there wasn't 6 casinos. There was only like 3, 4 big ones, and I think people were fairly established in their positions and their schedules and everything else. So yeah, it was totally different back then. So limit, straight flush over straight flush. I used to play a lot at Palace before I started dealing. Yeah, bad beat would always go right before I got there. Yeah. I never dealt. Did you ever deal a bad beat? I never dealt one.
No, I've never dealt a bad beat.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's thousands and thousands of hands of poker. I never dealt a bad beat.
Yeah, me neither. Like I don't even. Yeah, not even close. Maybe like quads.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah,
no,
maybe.
It's crazy. I just remember dealing a lot and dealing late night and everything, and just a ton of hands, and just to not see it, and even be around in like the poker room and not see it at all. Right. I think I've seen maybe like 2 as a dealer, and maybe less than 5. I think from playing a lot over the years. So.
Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat. I've seen a couple go when I've been in the poker room dealing, and a couple go when I was in a poker room playing. But besides the one time being on the table with a really crappy share, I've never really been a part of it. And it's weird because between playing and dealing, tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of hands we've gone through. It's just crazy, right?
Yeah. I think I think a lot of people that probably don't know us don't know like how much we played. I think it was fairly excessive. Even the house games. Remember the house games just after work too? And
oh my God, those are some of the best times though.
Oh yeah, like when we had the tables in the north end and we were all in the west end. That was the most ridiculous thing because at like 2 a.m, everyone would drive to northeast from like the west side, which was crazy, just to play it. And we were just playing 1-3. We weren't even playing we were playing peanuts, right? So
and I never went. I think it was at the north side once because I was still on the ships at the time. So I was only at your place once in the north side. I just remember it being
Oh, okay.
your
So
house,
yeah.
Brody Poker Tour.
Yeah.
And I know you have pictures of that too.
Oh, I have a commercial. I remember just trying to figure out how to do a heads up table where,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
had a couple people playing on that, which was really funny. Um, yeah, I was just too obsessed with poker, and I really, you know, I think the thing that stopped me was when I turned 30 and was playing a Yellowhead, and then I put my head up and I saw the exact same people I was playing with when I was 18 years old. So I was like, oh my god, what am I doing? Just wasting so much time here. It was so time consuming, and online too. Like there was just a lot of it just took so much time out of your life. It was crazy,
yeah,
and I was like, oh my god, what am I doing? But at the same time, I ended up meeting a couple of really close friends at Baccarat, and it was pretty cool. I ended up just and then stopped, right, and it's just a
yeah.
different. It was just so hard. But yeah, David Limit, yeah, straight flush over straight flush. Used to play a lot of Palace. Oh, I already read that one. Sorry.
Yes.
Best hand. Ryan is dealing. Called in the side room. Pick up aces. Flop the set. Bad guy called pocket kings. Here comes ace. Bet out guy calls. Say nuts. Ryan says quads. And the guy shows pocket kings. Yikes. That's crazy.
Oh, bad beats. Oh, how many bad beat stories are there? Okay.
Oh, yeah, there's too many. Everyone has one, so obviously, right? So,
Yeah. Who was
anyways,
that? Who dealt three
that's
bad
David.
beats? Was it
Three
David?
bad
Okay.
beats. Yeah, that was David.
Okay, all three. Okay.
So, what's your new, because, it was what, 2012, 2013 that you joined Argyl.
Yeah.
What was some of your favorite memories from that casino? I love, by the way, we're throwing back to Argyl just because we can. It's the first time the
Yeah.
two of us are on, and we actually never really get to talk. It's always been Palace, 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 but our time at Argyl was pretty special, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of cool moments. But for you, Mike, what was some of your favorite moments there?
You know, I liked. I really liked how we were close with all the staff. And I'm going to say this back at Palace. Um, all the separate departments seemed kind of separated, right? You didn't really have too many interactions with slots or food and beverage, but at Argyl, everybody interacted together. I mean, we shared an office with the slot managers and supervisors. We talked to food and beverage all the time. We'd go into poker. It was nice talking to everybody and knowing what was going around, knowing what was going on at almost all times, right? Everybody was able to communicate together, and there's there's a great sense of family and pride there.
Yeah, yep, no, absolutely. I do. I always said that before. If I wasn't living in the north side, I probably would have applied there first. And I had my brother, and he was at Palace, so I ended up
Yeah,
going there. But I really had a soft spot for that casino, and to actually work there, I just kind of, for me, I felt like I was complete, and I was just like, okay, I did everything I needed to do. Um, there is one story I will mention. They were doing the renovations, and then they were doing the walkthrough, and for me, I really love the where's my shirt? I really love that design. It's here, it's on the floor. Of the, you know, this is very classic. I really do love
yeah,
this, and I really wish I had the actual like shirt with the suits, because that's something that's so memorable, right? I I ended up walking, and I think we were probably just split shifts there. I think you ended up relieving me later on, but when we did that walkthrough, they're just like, "Oh, this needs to go down. This needs to go down," and they started like taking down a lot of like the Argyle stuff, and you know,
yeah.
it felt it felt like when it felt like when they were taking the training center apart. I was like, "Oh my god, not this again!" was kind of heart-wrenching. I really didn't like it just because a lot of the old things were kind of getting thrown away. It's we don't need this anymore. We don't need this anymore. It's like, well, okay.
Yeah.
So then there's the house rules sign, and they're just like, no, this is garbage. Just throw it away. And I'm just like, ugh, like I really didn't want to. You know, it had the logo and it was gold and it was really cool. So
Yeah.
I I ended up actually
Yeah.
taking it. So yeah, I think people think I'm crazy, but I couldn't let this go. It was so weird, right? Like I just couldn't see it get thrown away. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
something about legacy, you know, because like my brother worked for ABS, my dad worked for ABS, you know, and I just couldn't see it get thrown away. It was tough. Remember,
Yeah.
this isn't our first casino, right? Like we weren't really like coming
No.
in to this casino. We were established, we were already experienced. So I don't know. It was weird. I couldn't throw it away. So I have
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
I knew you had it. I haven't seen that in ages. But yeah, like I mean, Argyl was, I mean, you know, kind of iconic with everybody, right? Iconic in the city, iconic in just the casino industry. So I understand that the facility, as all facilities do, need upgrades here and there and everything. But at the same time, you lose a little bit of the nostalgia and every time, you know, like every time there's an upgrade and everything, and
Mhm.
like look, I mean, we can even go to Palace now, Starlight. Like how many times two major rentals, and like I mean, do you remember starting off in just like that one big long casino with a long pit, a little bit of a Caribbean and high limit, a little bit of bar, and then they opened it up, and now they expanded it more. It's just you know, it's they need to do it, but it loses some of the nostalgia.
Mhm. No, that's so true. I do miss, you know, the whole ABS design. I do miss a lot of, you know, how it was before. So
Hmm.
I really like I really like all the renovations. I think it's well deserved. I think that everybody that was working there totally deserves that. And you
Good.
know, they should feel more important than the carpets, right? So just remember.
Yep. Yep.
So hey Daryl,
Hey,
what
nice
kind of
pick. Nice profile pick.
man? What is that? Who is that guy in the pink?
All right. So this was on. Oh, Daryl, help me. Was this on the Adventure or the Voyager? It was Adventure,
Yeah,
right?
he'll answer.
I know. Oh God, I lost a bet that day. It was our cashier's. It was Sue's birthday, and I lost a bet. I can't remember what the bet was, but I lost a bet, and she made me wear her nightgown for the party in the crew bar, and then we were in the SOB staff and officers bar for her party, and I was wearing it the whole time. And you look at everybody around. That's the reaction the whole time. Nobody even batted an eye. Like I mean, it was just I was walking around in a pink nightgown. That was it. It was like, oh, this is normal. It's just Mike. This is fine.
uh, that's like the Simpsons episode where Homer's wearing like the moo so
Yeah.
that is so funny. Couple more comments here. Awesome sign. Thanks. That's David again.
Yeah.
Kristen. Hello, Kristen. Kristen M from Slots. So hello, welcome. Nice seeing
Hi.
you. Yeah, we definitely miss all your faces there at Argyl. So,
Yeah.
but I really love those rentals. Like, you really need to go and check it out. So,
Oh,
yeah,
well, like I said, if they don't lock everything down on Saturday, maybe
I
this
know,
week.
right? So, okay, so I just want to say this to everybody. Full disclosure: I am self-isolating for 2 weeks. Well, I think it's only going to be like 8 more days, but yeah. So one of my coworkers had it, and now because I was in close proximity, although I really didn't work like side by side, but still, just because of that you have to get a test now. So this is the new normal, apparently, what everyone says. So that's okay. It's fine. It's just now I can't pick up things. So like I wanted to, if I need to like mail something, I have to rely on Lindsay. If I have to pick stuff up, I have to rely on Lindsay. I didn't think that it was going to be like that inconvenient because I'm really, you know, really like more of a hermit than anybody else. So I really like
Yeah.
staying at home. But man, like I can't see you. I said I was going to see you this week and come visit,
Yeah.
right? But I can't anymore. So I am stuck. So
Oh, yeah, I know. And that's going to be like that for a little while now. You
yeah,
saw the case numbers and especially the hospitalizations and ICU beds, they're shooting up really quick. So,
yeah. Do you find it busier over there in your
uh,
hospital job?
no,
Hmm.
no, they've cut back. I mean, it was very busy until maybe 3 weeks ago. We were trying to catch up from the previous lockdown. So
Hmm.
we were increasing surgeries and we were really busy, almost to the point where we were scrambling for everything. But in the past couple of weeks, with case numbers going up, they're cutting back, and electives are slowing down, and
Hmm.
it's more emergencies and priority cases now. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. I'm not quite sure what's going to happen, but if there is a lockdown, then it's going to be a little crazy for everybody.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Do you like the profile pic there, Mike?
It's a great pick. It's a great pick.
So, Daryl, thanks for forwarding this gift card, which we will give away today. And hope to see you on. I thought you were busy this week. We could have just had you on today. That would have been cool. Um, but if you got to go, then totally understand.
Jump on. Hey, Daryl.
Yeah. Something that you didn't accomplish in your career that you wanted to. There's a question for you.
That's something that I didn't.
Yeah. Is there something that you didn't complete in your casino career that you wanted to complete?
I think for the most part, and I might be speaking for both of us. We had a program. We had a vision, I think, for Argyl, and I think we were on the right track. And that's one thing that I kind of regret, not staying. And things happened in Argyl. People were hired. We didn't necessarily agree with everything that was going on, but I think we could have done a lot there and made it a. I mean, it already is a great place. It is a great casino. I think we had a good thing going, and we could have kept it up.
Hmm. Um, I agree with you. I think that I I think that there was the opportunity. I think we did have a good opportunity to. I don't want to say change because it's not about changing anything, but
No,
it was really cool in the fact that we were starting to see um, just more of the younger. I don't want to say younger, but it's just a little bit more of like a change with the games managers coming up. And don't get me wrong. I mean, experience for me is like in perspective. Experience is a huge thing, right? So
hmm
experience trumps a lot of other things. So you don't have to be in all games, but just to have that ability, like just you being in all games manager. I think that was really cool because there wasn't really a lot of that before, and I thought that there was going to be like a good way to kind of develop a lot of like what we were doing there, and just to be
yeah,
creative and try different things, right? And I really wanted
yeah,
to do that. It's hard to kind of explain that. I mean, as a manager, I think it was a really good opportunity. um,
hmm
However, I mean, the position that you were in, the position I was in, it wasn't really, you know eventually it just wasn't a position where you were able to kind of make a change and try a lot of
Right.
different things and think out of the box. There was always somebody above you that would, have their own, um, here
Yeah.
I'm just trying to be political, but really, like,
Yeah.
and it's not our fault, it's not their fault. That's just how it is with positions, and I'll say the one thing about a games manager, which is like a shift manager for those of you outside of the country. And when you're dealing with other shift managers that have the same level, you're in the same position, you're in the same level of authority. It's really difficult to kind of work together and cohesively in order to kind of make a change. I mean, it has to be like a committee thing, right? There's nothing wrong with that, but there should be someone like above that would be like, okay, this is something that we need to do. This is something that we can do. We kind of direct us to, what we want to do, what we want to accomplish. Because, like, I know, Mike, you had your opinions. I had mine, and the other games manager had opinions as well. And
Yep.
for me, I'd try everything. Right? It would be cool to just trial and error. But
I think we all bounce each other. Yeah. Like, I mean, I think we all bounced ideas off each other pretty well. We'd have an idea and you'd bring something up and say, well, okay, maybe something like this. And then our other games manager and we would turn it and twist it and come up with a solid idea and a solid plan. It was good. And I think it fell off when we start getting higher ups in from other districts. I know whether you come in from BC, whether you come in from Vegas, whether you come in from Ontario, whether you come in from somebody else, I mean, we're a different market than all of them. Maybe whatever works in Vegas it's not going to work in Edmonton. What works in BC doesn't work in Edmonton, and we've seen this time and time again with implementations. And maybe listen to your staff that know the city you're gambling in, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And it's funny that you mentioned that because, if we talk about our hospital job, I think the right people to talk to, and for those of you that don't know, I was a unit manager at one point, and the thing with that was that sorry, got Yellowhead actually texting me. The thing about that was that, as a manager, you're only as good as your staff, basically. And for me, I had to rely on my staff, and it's the same as a games manager. There's a lot of similarities there. Me, the problem with the hospital is that I just didn't have as much knowledge of the hospital as I did with the casino. So the casino was it was a lot easier when we talk about the games, right? But people wise, that's kind of where you learn, to develop your rapport with, not just customers, but with your staff as well. So I think that, when we talk about everything that kind of happened there, it's, we had really, really good staff. And I think that was the thing. And there was a good opportunity there. And there still is an opportunity there. It's just that you just don't want to keep doing the same thing, right? If you keep doing the same thing, you're just not going to get anywhere. Like, it's just, you're still going to be like, let's be honest here. Mike, you've, in what, less than like a year and a half, you are a clinical assistant, in a completely different animal of an industry. And what's crazy is that, like, you had that ability the whole time. And there's people I see that have like the same potential, but they just haven't. It's the same thing, right? And you're making the same amount of money, and you're still doing the same thing, and you're capable of doing so much more. So I think it's really tough to kind of, I'm not comparing, the private industry with, with healthcare or anything like that. But when it
No.
comes to like what you're capable of doing, I think that, and I don't want to say like who or what, or like, what kind of, if it's a group, if it's a company, if it's a board, if it's like a VP or anybody, like to like
Mhm.
let go of the reins. But once you're in a good position where you have that ability to implement change and try new things and think out of the box, then that's where you can bring up your industry and as a whole, right? It's not, I don't know, for you, I'm sure, Mike, it wasn't really about like the power or anything like that. Like for me,
Nope.
it definitely wasn't. I mean, I'd rather see people take my position, because if you're good and you're capable of doing it, then why not, right?
I
So
think I think the best thing about moving up is developing other people. I mean, you never stop learning, but it's seeing other people succeed and training other people. I know we had a few at Argyl that maybe didn't think they were ready to write tests or try to move up, but sitting down with them for a little while and going over and teach them things, what to look for, what to do when this happens, when that happens, just thinking more in a management style and watching them now in these positions succeed and be good at what they're doing. That's heartwarming. Like, I mean, I really like that. I think training people to have the best people around you is the best thing you can do as a manager.
yeah, no, I agree too. And I think it's, if you can make your staff's job easier, if you can make your manager's job easier, and I think that's what makes you a good manager. um, we always talk about that. And you know I just, I will be doing a segment at one point, and we talk about like our management style and everything. I was never a good manager, and it's funny because we had this thing at one point in one casino where you can do like a preview assessment of your compatibility with the job that you're applying for. And for me, when I applied for a games manager, there was a lot of things that I needed to work on. And to be honest, my compatibility percentage was like 55% or something like that. So I'll have to look at this because, yeah, I wasn't meant to be a good games manager. But, I think that a lot of people don't realize what the opportunity, when the opportunity presents itself, what can you do with that position? And then what can you do to enhance the people underneath you and the people above you? So
Right. Right.
we
You
will.
don't sell yourself short.
No, I just, for me, it does feel like I have some unfinished business, and it's cool that we can talk about this. But there's a lot of people that I have a lot of respect for, and I'll tell you this. I mean,
Yeah.
whether I'm with this company or whether I'm not with this company, I do have a lot of love for this company. Um, I don't even know if I'm part of the company right now, just because I haven't gone back. Now I can't. Even if I want to, I can't because I have to self-isolate. So I'm sorry, Daryl.
Right.
You're isolating as well. So I mean, that's the thing, right? It's just a weird situation, and for me,
Yeah.
my next question, this will kind of cover it, because it was part of the reason. It was part of the reason why I did have a change and why I did try something different. So. Before we get to that, I just wanted to say a couple things. 100%. Well, thanks for agreeing. Vegas not the same as Vegas. Yeah, that's so true, right?
Right.
It's true. So Daryl says, before we say that one, a breath of fresh air is always good to a certain level. It's true, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm so happy that you're excelling. Like you're doing ridiculous in your position right now, and it's funny because the the leads that I used to report to, you're reporting to, and they prefer
Yeah.
you over me. So, which is
Well,
crazy.
I spec out. I buy him coffee, so maybe that's why.
but it's a testament to what you were capable of doing and what your potential was, and just do it in such a short time. Like, and for those of you that don't know, like a clinical position usually takes around 5 years. It takes about solid 5 years to get a position like that. So
Yeah.
I think you did great, and
Oh, thanks.
I think a lot of it has to do with just like what you learned over the years as well, right? So there's a lot
For
of
sure.
developing. So, and it's a testament to the casino industry. So, but the thing is, and I'm never going to badmouth our industry. It's always put food on the table. It's always a backup for
Mm-hmm.
us. I just think there's just they need to pay the staff more. Honestly, that's how I feel. And I'm not saying
Yeah.
my casino. I'm not saying that casino. I think just the whole industry as a whole. And
In general, for sure.
I'm not talking about gaming. I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about food and beverage. I'm talking about slots. I just feel like this industry is not paying a comparable amount, and I think they've relied on tips, and it's been a crutch for the last few years.
Yeah.
Especially we talk about poker. We can talk about slots. How tips have always kind of masked the issue, and I really think that there's a lot of factors that affect that, and it's not.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, and is it the operator's fault? I don't know, because you're operating on a charity model, so you're already handcuffed. So
Mm-hmm.
it's there's so many things about this,
Yeah,
and
I
here
know.
we are.
Yeah, exactly. There's not one easy fix, but I agree with the rate of pay, especially customer service is so vital, and I think we're seeing that across the board. The loss of great customer service.
Mhm.
I don't frequent casinos anymore, but when I have gone occasionally, I've never had bad customer service. So I shouldn't say it hasn't been bad, but it hasn't been great either, right? It's just been kind of, hi, how are you, and then deal the cards. That's about it. Thank you for your tips. There was no pizzazz, excitement in the game or anything, and I think if you pay a little bit more, you can be a little more choosy with who you hire.
Mhm. No, I agree. But again, that's it has to be the whole industry itself, right? And
Yeah,
it's hard for one casino to step out and do that, because
yeah.
there's just a lot of competition where we are. So yeah. Um, Here's my question: if you had a second child, do you think you could work in the industry and pull it off?
In the casino industry,
Hmm. Not
no,
your job now.
no, no. I don't know. The hours were just insane. Like, I mean, especially, and I'm going back to Argyl here. Well, we had working till 3 in the morning, then having to come in for meetings, and then working again, and then switching back to days. It wasn't. It was so hard to do, especially with a young child and a wife in the industry as well, right? We were all over the place. We were switching our shifts and doing this and doing that. It was just, oh, I don't think I could do it. Not with another kid. No.
Hmm.
What about you?
In that position, no. I really have a lot of respect for people that do have lots of children, more than
Hmm.
one. I'm having trouble with like one and then doing scheduling and everything, but yeah, it's definitely. I don't know if I was still working if I could do that. It's so hard. I think it put a lot. I it's different because my wife isn't in the industry, right?
Hmm.
So I talk with you, and it's different. So for me, with how her hours are and how my hours are now, I mean, we could manage a second. However, if I was still working, like if I was working nights at the casino and she was working mornings, I wouldn't see her. So then how is
Right.
she supposed to manage with 2 kids if I can't be there to even just pick them up from like daycare, for example? So there's a
Right.
lot of things. However, I do know like people that do work in the casinos that are able to do that. It just puts a lot of, I don't know. For me, it feels like it just puts a little more strain on the relationship, and just not being able to see, your spouse, and not being
Hmm.
able to see your child, and then all of a sudden your child is like 15 years old. So
Right. Like, I mean, it's a vicious circle. Like, I mean, I'm not berating the industry.
mhm.
It's a great industry, but just the hours that are kept there and what you have to do constantly is just it's not conducive to a family lifestyle for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if it was still like 2 in the morning, um, yeah, there's a lot of factors that kind of changed it. I think over,
Yeah.
from when I don't know, from when we were covering, like 10 years ago, and then to being full time. There was just a lot of differences between like 2002 and 2012. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Hi
Hey,
Loretta,
Loretta.
nice to see you. One of our I don't want to say Patreon. One of our supporters. Thank you for the donations. Totally appreciate it. That helped us out for a few weeks, and
Yeah.
yeah, thank you to Wyatt as well. It's hard to move
Yeah.
to a new position that'll give you new challenges. That absolutely, it's true. It's hard to move to a new industry too, right? So
It is. Yeah.
I know there's, we all talk about this, and it's just so hard to, after you doing something for so long, to just try something different, and try to pick up new skills. And
Right. There comes a time where I think you have to push yourself, but it's scary. It's scary to leave, right? You're comfortable. You know what you're doing. You know what to expect. There's nothing coming out of left field, right? You're comfortable.
Mhm.
Maybe bored, but you're comfortable. So it's hard to make that jump. And then I'm not slamming the casino industry at all either, because I mean it was a good paying job. It's um, good people, good staff. You learned a lot and everything too. But there are other things there too. If you want to make the jump, if you feel stagnant or anything, like there's a lot of stuff, and you'd be surprised if you what you can take with you from the casino industry into another industry.
Mhm. Yeah, no, it's true. Um, what else did we want to do here for this show, guys? If you're on, just come say hi. Tell us where you're from. And Mike and I, we were just talking about the our time as managers, and we never give enough. So just as a recap for those of you that are just joining, we never really get to talk too much about Argyl and our experience at Argyl, and it was one of the best
Yeah.
experiences for sure. Just to work with you, and to work with Bart. I think that was an amazing team. I was really happy with that group, and to work with everybody else there too. It was a breath of fresh air for, career wise. And for me, for me personally, I thought it was just one of the best places to be
Yeah,
at the
it
time.
was.
So don't get me wrong, I think Palace was really good as well, and my time on the
Oh
ships.
yeah.
Which reminds me, look what I found. Who's
Oh,
this
I should
guy?
get my the glare. I can't see the glare, but
Julian Rodil. Yeah.
either.
Also, I was downstairs and I found my little police report from when I almost got arrested coming home from Valparaiso.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm going to show you this though. Uh, Nacionalidad. So my nationality is Canadianese. I don't know if you can
Canadian. I
see that.
can't. It's blurry. I can't see it.
It's so blurry, right?
Yeah.
Canadianese. That's what that says right there. Canadianese. I am Canadianese.
Canadianese. Okay.
So, yeah, for those of you that don't know, I was heading home from Santiago, Valparaiso, and I think I got there at like noon, and then I opened up my itinerary for my flight home. It was like 38 hours to get home, and my flight was at 10 p.m. So I had a 10-hour layover right off the bat, and I was there with two other staff members, and then we ended up drinking, and I got hammered because 10 hours is a long time, and there
Well,
wasn't
you probably
really.
had 3 drinks.
Oh yeah, sure. There wasn't much you could do in that airport, and you couldn't even leave, so it was terrible. And I ended up getting hammered, and I didn't know because I didn't really because I'm 21 at 22, 21. I was 21 at the time. I didn't know better, and I've never gotten drunk like that on a flight, so I didn't know that I couldn't get on. Yeah, I didn't know that they could actually stop you from getting on, and it wasn't really that. I ended up just going through like the checkout, and they were asking me for the temporary. I don't know if it's a 995. I don't know what it is. It's that temporary thing that you get. It's like a temporary passport. It's not a 995.
Passport.
I don't know. What is it?
Siemens passport?
I don't know. I think so. They give it to you for the day. So like in I think it was Callao.
Like a visa?
You get it. No, it's a sheet of paper that says that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not your I-95, like you have that,
No.
but then they have to give you this other sheet, and it tells you it's like, hey, you were here, and apparently you're supposed to pick that up every day, and I didn't do that because the second last day I didn't get off the ship in Callao, so then I skipped the port and I just stayed on the ship until I got off. So then when I got off in Santiago and they took the bus there to Valparaiso, I didn't have that sheet from like 2 days ago. So they're flipping out at the airport. They're like, you need the sheet, you need the sheet. And that's what they're saying. They weren't speaking English because I was just like, I need someone that speaks English. So I was obnoxious, and I thought I was going to get arrested because I was flipping out. Then maybe like 10 minutes later, because they just kept me, like they held me, right? I'm like, I'm going to miss my flight. This is going to be ridiculous. So then they ended up finding somebody that spoke English, and then they told me exactly what was going on. I was like, okay. Worst flight ever. No, best flight. But
that sounds entertaining.
yeah, it wasn't. But I think I told this story once, but then it was like 767, and I swear to God, I think there was like 6 seats in the middle, and it was just huge, right? So I ended up sitting between like these two really big guys, and they were huge, right? So then their arms were going over like the sides, and I was hammered, right? So then like they were so warm that I like fell asleep. It was like I think it's 7 hour flight, and I woke up once. And when I woke up, there was like food in front of me, and I couldn't even like. I think I had like bacon, and I couldn't even swallow the bacon because I was so hammered. I was like chewing it, and it was in my mouth, and then I passed out. And then the next thing you know, I woke up, and the little plane flight shows the plane already in Miami, and people are like getting up. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna get up here. It was like the best flight of my life, right? It was crazy.
Awesome.
But yeah.
We're almost at a roulette challenge, and I am going to grab a water.
Okay, yeah. So let's do the roulette challenge now.
Okay.
For you guys that are on, and yeah, go grab a water, Mike, and then I will start this up for you.
Okay, sounds good. Just tell me the number.
I can't remember. Hey, Daryl. Flew into Chicago on the way to Miami. They helped me until the supervisor showed up. From Friday night until Monday, I was a little in a little stainless steel cell nowhere airport. Oh, no way. So you actually missed your ship. I didn't think that could happen. They rescheduled. You're going to have to tell us the story, obviously, the next time when we have you on the show. So, but that's crazy. So you can miss your flight. I've never missed my flight. So I think I had like 3 flights too at the time. So, all right, guys, it's that time. We're going to do our roulette challenge. I don't know how many people are on right now, but let's do the battle. First person that makes the comment will win the gift card. Here we go. Good luck. Alrighty. Hopefully you guys can figure out the answer to that. Figure out what this guy's name is. Usually I put a different Lego guy on. It's my son's Legos, so that's my dolly all the time. If you're on, come say hi. If you know the answer, come pop it on. Just put it in the comments. So, all right, waiting for Mike. Oh, so close.
All right.
Oh, you missed
Hey.
it.
What was it?
It was almost that, but it was that.
Ah, Daryl, congratulations.
See, this was meant to be yours, so we will mail this one out to you. Nice hit. I'm gonna have to watch it again if there's a dispute, but I believe it is 289. All right, cool. What did we miss? Oh, hey, the Dodgers won the World Series.
Yes, finally.
So happy.
Awesome.
Justice. Anyways, I just wanted, I brought that up because I wasn't a Dodgers fan growing up. I was a Doc Gooden fan, and I ended up finding this really cool throwback folder. Look at this.
Where did you
Awesome
find
is
that?
Look, it's got it's like a card. I found it at one of the I found it at one of the stores here. So I think it's pretty awesome. But anyways, this guy was my favorite pitcher growing up. He had a lot of drug problems, but he was still 10-10. I think he's 11-11 while doing drugs. So testament to your skills.
Wow.
You can do anything.
Impressive.
So yeah. No, he had problems. At least he had a no-hitter and he won the Cy Young and all that stuff. But that was the only time I'm a Mets fan, and never again. So it's always been Dodgers since. Anyways. Oh yeah, Mike, if you were an Edmonton Oiler, which Oiler would you be?
Me, my favorite Oiler of all time was Yari Curry. Wow. And for randomness, I'd go Yaroslav Pozar.
I love that guy. Was he number 10? Number 10 or number 20?
He was number 10.
He was 10? Okay.
He was number 10. He was our first number 10.
Oh, wow. Oh, Daryl, do you want to pay it forward again? I think we should just double this next week. What? So we'll make this 50. You don't want to get one of those muumuus like what Mike's wearing over here? Probably have
those, you look good in one. I can find you one. It's sports check, okay?
If you're not for his on ice skills,
I like that. Subtle.
Oh man. So I had a friend.
It's awesome. He's off ice skills.
That's amazing. That's hilarious. So, Mike, I know you got to work early tomorrow. I will probably cut this off pretty soon here. But I did want to talk just one topic. We were talking about this last time, and we were talking about the electronic. Here's the question. What were your thoughts on table games becoming more electronic? I do have a photo to show you, and this was from a friend of mine, and he's in North California, but he's at the Harrah's there, and he actually has this picture. And let me just see if I can change this. No. Oh, gross. Anyways, you can see that photo there. Yeah. All right.
No, is that just the whole thing is electronic. The layout's all electronic too, eh?
Okay. But this is California, so this is way, way different. And the fact that if you actually look underneath the roll to win there, and I can't zoom it in, but you can see that there's like 6 cards, 6 spots for cards.
Yeah.
So dice aren't legal in California. And so what they do in this instance, they actually have dice on this table, but the player rolls the dice, and whatever the dice outcomes are, so it's like let's say it's like a 2 and a 3, they flip over the second and third card to determine what that roll is. So
That's a way of circumventing, like, but you're still betting on dice. Whatever. You know what? I am so confused now.
yeah, I know, right? So it took me a while. It took me a while to kind of ask this question, just because without the dice, obviously, so they have the 6 cards, and then they would actually like flip over the 2, and there it's just 1 to 6, right? So then it's the two card combo that is the roll of the dice.
That's your roll.
In this instance, if I'm rolling the dice, so let's say I roll a 7, like a 2 and a 5, that's not a 7. I'm rolling the 7, so I'm rolling the 7 to flip over the second card and the 5th card on that layout there, and that will determine what the roll is. So I'm using a roll of the dice to determine what cards to flip over. So even if I roll a 7, yeah.
So I'm just okay. So are those 1 to 6? Are those always the same cards, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or is it a random number generator and they change all the time?
They're actual cards.
They get shuffled all the time.
They get shuffled, and then it's like 1 to 6. So then it's like if you roll like if you roll 2 4s, then the 4th card, it's that one twice. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So if that card was like a 5, then it would be a hard 10. Because
so no matter what, if you roll a pair, you cannot 7 out, same as.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's weird because you roll a 7, so like a 4 and a 3, it's not a 7. They're flipping over the 3rd card and the 4th card in that scramble up top there to determine what the roll is.
Yeah, you can roll an 11 and 7 out.
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly it. It's like, what?
All right. I probably skipped this table, really.
Yeah, it was just, it's like, do you really need the dice then? I just think.
It is, yeah.
And I thought when I told, so his name's Chris. So Chris, shout out to you. He'll probably be on the channel at some point to kind of talk about his career because he's in California. He's also a Raiders fan, which is awesome.
Las Vegas.
Good for you.
Sorry.
Isn't it LA Raiders? No, it's not. But anyways, he's actually working there in Harris, so we're gonna hear some of his stories. He'll be a guest on one of the episodes for sure. So, but yeah, it's insane, like just the way that they were doing it, and it is circumventing the dice roll. So it's cool, but is it really necessary? I don't know. They just really should legalize dice. So that's right. Odds are the same. It's just another step, right? So I prefer them just using the cards, doing the shuffle, and then taking the 2 out. But I think it's just weird. You're throwing the dice, and it's just like no call or anything, right? It's like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I don't know.
So
odds are the same. I get that. I just think it'd be a little
complicated.
Just weird.
It's more complicated than I've heard, because I had to ask him a couple times. It's just like, is this right? Like he's like, yeah. So
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's. I know, because I think you want to get that feel of dice, and I think that's new and it's different, and I think it's a way to generate revenue. I don't know if it's an actual like slot game there, if they consider that, because it looks like it's in the pit, right?
It does look like it's in the pit. Yeah, and then just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You're throwing dice onto the. I'm assuming it's a tempered glass top.
I don't know. Maybe it probably is, but that's so weird.
I mean, you don't see like the banner on the back where it says "roll to win" and everything like that. I don't mind that, actually, as in like trying to addition to a table.
Yeah.
right? And I don't know how you can put it on. You can have a roller there or whatever, come beds, place your whatever. You know, I don't mind that as an addition, but an all electronic table, like especially something like that, is just so so strange.
Yeah, even no rolls are confusing me right now. So it's like,
Yeah.
so Gerald, I can hear me on stick now. 7-7. I know. Wait, 5. So yeah, that's pretty funny.
8 easy, pay the 5. I just don't know.
Just yours is funny. Yo, 11 front line. Where's 7 out? It's like, no. Oh man. Kevin, hi Kevin, how are you doing? Kevin W. How do you get new players to learn this game? Craps is intimidating enough for new players without complicating it further. Yeah. Again, it's. I think that in some ways it's okay to have an electronic game for somebody that's new. Like roulette, for example, is just so that you don't have to force that interaction with the dealer. I'm sure a lot of people are really intimidated by coming to a craps table and they don't want to look dumb. So you can bet whatever you want and nobody will know. So I think that's the only benefit of if I'm new and I just want to sneak in and just put my $20 in and not have someone ask me what bets are or anything like that, trying to muddle your way through. So, but we talked about this for a few episodes about the purity of the game, and I think this takes away all the skill out of it. So,
Oh, for sure.
yeah.
Like I mean,
Mm-hmm.
How to teach people in roulette? I mean, stick to the basics. Not roulette, sorry, craps. Stick to the basics, right? I mean, the pass line and place bets, and everything goes from there, right? Field's pretty simple. Just stay away from center action. But with stuff like that, with like electronics, you can have it's just the payouts out there, right? I know there's a lot of them on there already, but what a place bet on the 9 pays, place bet, come bet, odds, whatever it pays on there, and then people say, okay, this pays this.
Yeah.
It takes a lot. I think when you do break it down into the numbers, it gets easier. When you finally get craps, it's kind of like, oh, everything makes sense. But it's definitely tough to start.
Right. Yeah. Here's that other screenshot. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
So you can see like it actually has like the roll history and everything too. And there's one dealer there on stick, and that's the person that passes out the dice, and they hit the machine and say what the roll is. So, and you're right, Daryl. It actually it does light up as well. So yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory when they talk about winners and whatnot. So I think the really cool thing like that they should have done was there's where was it in Vegas? I want to say Arya, but maybe it was the Cosmo. But they had the $100 roulette table that was a felt and it lit up. So I think that was I think that was pretty cool. I've never seen that, and then when I saw it, I was just like, wow. How do we get one of these?
That is cool.
That's when we were working, and that's when we were working at Argyl too. So it's just like, yeah, I wonder how much one of these costs.
Yeah, more than what Alberta can afford.
Exactly.
Keep it small and simple. Yeah.
That's true. There's a lot of online tutorials that I've seen for like on YouTube. Just now that we're on YouTube and now that we're actually doing a channel and everything, but there's a lot of good explanations on how to play craps. But I think we should actually try to do one on our own. And
yeah, for sure, we could do one.
I think we should try to do like a really simplified version. Same with Baccarat. I think there isn't a lot of like explanations on Baccarat. So, see, Gerald says start them with place bets first. Yeah, for sure. I mean,
oh yeah,
it's about actually having fun with the game. You know, it's not like trying to overcomplicate everything. There's a ton of bets that you can make on, you know, like on blackjack, you can make a side bet too, right? On roulette, you
Yeah.
can. There's a lot like American roulette is or AR is so different than it is, you know,
Yeah.
than before. So like if you're doing like single zero and it has all of like, you know, the track and there's different variations of the track, you can make it super complicated. Whereas like you need to go to a game where you can just bet red or black and make it simple, just so that
Yeah.
people like want to be a part of it as well, right? So I say bet the line and just roll and try to have fun and then learn along the way and ask questions. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Bet a line and a couple place bets. That's the easiest way to start.
Exactly. Hi, Jer. Still don't know how to play craps. Well, you know what we're gonna do?
Yeah.
We are going to actually
Happy
have
birthday.
happy belated. Yeah, we're gonna do a live stream with craps, and I think that's probably a good way to start people out. And I've been talking about Twitch for a while. There's a few people that actually have, you know, gaming live streams on there, but I think as a way to kind of teach, I think we should do a live stream for craps. So
Yeah.
I don't know how you're feeling about that. The first convo roulette where he's finally betting 3,600. It's the same as one chip on each red number. Yeah, it's so true. No, I want to bet 1 to 12, one chip. You just bet the first 12. No, not the same. I like the red and
Yeah.
black. I think there was a story. I think it was. I think Lars was dealing, and this player was like betting red and black, and Lars
Yeah.
would hit. He'd hit like 14, and he'd just stand there, and the guy's like, "Aren't you gonna pay me?" I was just like, "No, you can do that yourself." You just left the both bets there. Yeah, no problem, Jer. Jer, I think you agreed to be on the blackjack 8-minute challenge.
Awesome.
I think I don't know if you can beat Mike's. What did you have? $140.
$40.
So anybody else, if you want to be part of that challenge, make sure you just send me a message, and then we'll put you on. It's only 8 minutes. You only get $100. It's a $5 table. Well, I guess you can bet $1 if you want. No, we'll say $5. But can you last 8 minutes? Can you make money in 8 minutes? So
I currently have the blackjack belt, by the way.
yeah, I was thinking, yeah, maybe we should have like a belt for blackjack. I'm not sure. Then I'll just like give it to you at work. Although I'm self-isolating, right? I can't leave, so
You're self-isolating.
just...
Wipe that stuff down with Lysol.
Yeah. How come I'm not wearing my mask?
Leave it
right
on your
now?
front porch. I'll pick it up.
I say, I will show you this just from the company. They really did. I really do like, the mask. It's better than the ones that we have at the hospital, so I think it's pretty cool.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's nice and comfy. I don't mind it. I think I'd be able to deal with it. Not with glasses though, so but it's manageable. Great job.
Yeah, oh, good job. They look nice.
Yeah, and you get more than one too.
Very good.
I don't know when I can come back there because I'm isolating. So it's great. Yeah. Lars prank for 0. That guy always was aiming for 2. I loved it. It's so cool. So I just loved it when you'd hit it. He's like, look how close I was. 2 single, 214. Like, wow. It's like my idol. Comments are give it a yes, and it'll likely last 46 seconds. Yeah. I'm sure there's people that are going to go all in, and then the live stream is going to be like 10 seconds. So that's all right. We're okay with that. So, Mike, is there anything else that you wanted to cover? I know you got a long day tomorrow.
Well, no. I think we're good. We did a lot today, so I'm happy. I think there's more stuff that we got to look at. I think we've got a couple things coming up that we can do, but for tonight, 4:30 comes early.
Yeah. No, I understand. So thanks for jumping in. John couldn't make it today. Kevin couldn't make it today. I think he's working right now. So just a shout out to Kevin. Hopefully we can get you guys on at some point. And we'll have Daryl on eventually, and Jaro as well for the Blackjack Challenge. If anybody else wants to be part of the challenge. Also, we do have the Paigao Tiles champion right now. So if you do know Tiles, just send me a message, and we'll get you in qualifying. Unless you want to do your rematch clause, Mike, because that's
well, we'll see. I need another challenger. Let's get a challenger for Selena first, and then I'll see.
Then you'll see. So it's like the UFC. It's like, oh, okay, we'll see. If there has to be an interim.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see who takes it
out. Unify the belts.
Oh yeah.
So that's fine, Mike. I will put a little belt on the graphic for the next live stream when we do our Blackjack Challenge, and we will be having craps coming soon as well. So there's a lot of things that I have to work on. Unfortunately, I'm stuck at home, but hopefully it'll give me some time to just set some other things up. But I'd love to get some craps. We've got Paigao Tiles going. We've got Blackjack going. If there's some other games that you guys want to try out, we can definitely do it. So, but let us know. Do you guys know if Bev's still running involved with the casino in Cranbrook? That's a good question. Do you know, Mike?
No, I don't. Last I heard, yes, she was, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, actually. I do want to say yes, but I think that was just from previous posts. So, all right. So, guys, thank you so much for being part of the show. Thank you for your comments. We totally appreciate it. Mike, thanks for being on again.
Oh, thanks for having me. That's awesome.
Yeah. If we have any more ideas, then you're definitely the guinea pig for it. So. So I'm hoping everyone has enjoy the rest of your Remembrance Day. And sorry, one more comment. Heading there next week to look for a condo. Oh, cool.
Oh,
are you leaving? That's pretty awesome.
You're retiring.
Really? I thought you had a good job there, Daryl.
Cranbrook, BC. Beautiful area.
I didn't know Daryl was that old.
Oh, he's like 90. Or maybe he just looks like it.
I didn't know that. Seriously, Daryl, I thought you were not close to retirement. But good on you. I'm jealous. So I hope you...
yeah, good for you.
Yeah.
I'm still going to make fun of you.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, well, not 3 years for us, that's for sure. So.
Nope. Always. All right, man.
Okay.
Well, good being on.
Thank you. And
you have fun self-isolating. Let me know if you need anything.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully we'll get John we'll get John on, and we'll get you on next week, and we'll see who our next guests are. And thank you everyone once again, and have a great night, and we'll talk to you later on in the week. So
Night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
We're doing some Paigao challenges.